All right, guys. So I'm Katie Gilbride. I'm with Culture Magazine, and we are on Groove Cruise, accompanied by the wonderful Lizzy Jane. If you want to say,
hi guys, what's up? Happy to be on Groove Cruise for the first time.
I just want to give you some accolades. You are a vocalist. You play my favorite genre of music. As soon as I found that out, I was like, okay, that is the messy set that I'm going to. Drum and bass, melodic. You sing?
Yes. Melodic bass music, drum and bass, singer-songwriter. Yes.
Love it. Just a little backstory on you. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Tampa, Florida.
Wonderful.
So a native
Florida fan.
Yeah, Floridian, and now I live in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you flew in?
Coast to coast. Yeah, we flew in. When we went to bed last night at 2 a.m., we had been awake since Wednesday at 7. So.
Oh, and you made it till 2 a.m.
We made it till 2 a.m.
You made it to your set last night too.
Yeah, yes. Played a set. It was very cool. It was with Midas and Crystal Skies and Amity and Lucy and Alley Cat, and it was like in the speakeasy kind of dungeon room, and it was very cool.
What floor?
It said it was on 16, but it was actually on 15. Okay. So a lot of people you went through an arcade to get in it. Oh. It was an interesting deal. Yeah.
Girl, if I didn't die from seasickness last night, I probably would have been there. Yeah.
When the boat started rocking, I was just like, we are officially here. And I'm like a native boat girl. Mm-hmm. It was rocking. It was rocking, and then it calmed down, and now it's beautiful.
Is this your first group cruise?
This is my first group cruise.
Oh, and so you get to be an artist on your first group cruise?
Yes. Is this your first group cruise?
Yes,
okay, amazing.
Yeah, we're what's the word? This is our rookie year.
This is our rookie year. We're like Groove Cruise virgins. Yeah. That's like what everybody says is kind of the deal. I remember asking like a ton of people, how do I prepare? What do I do? And everyone's just like, go in with an open mind, do as much as you can, and remember your room exists. And I was like, cool, perfect.
You could change as much as you want.
Yep.
Love it. Out, if you don't feel well, just go to bed. I love that. Exactly. It's like, have you ever been to Dirty Bird?
Yes. Yeah.
It's giving Dirty Bird.
The Dirty Bird campouts. The crowd is just great. Like, there's not a lot of, I was talking to people earlier, and artists who are on this for the first time are just like, we've done like EDC and we've done other like cruises. This community is super special, and I get why there's people who are like literally my parents' age that are here and doing it for like the 15th year.
I love and respect that.
Yes, like, we love it. We love our like veteran ravers. They take care of all of us.
What is your favorite festival you've played at?
Ooh, okay. I would say, Lost Lands was a standout for me a few years ago, and then I would probably say North Coast in Chicago. Uh-huh. That was like my first stadium set. And I remember being really nervous because it was such a huge stadium and I was playing second. And I was like, totally prepare yourself. Like when you're building and you're earlier on, like no one's going to be there, but like still put on the show of like a lifetime. And the stadium was just like slammed. And it was very, very exciting and a cool moment. And you kind of walk away from those going, damn. And that's the same way I was after Red Rocks the first time.
Wait, you played Red Rocks?
Yes. Thank you. Right. Did Red Rocks last year with Griffin for 2 nights. And that was a life-changing experience. Those stages are definitely, I think everyone's like I feel at home on stages like that, more like music venue-ish stages versus nightclubs. But also when you have a crowd and like an atmosphere like that, it's hard as a performer to walk away and be like, that ain't it. Like, no. It was so
you're
good.
Getting fed the energy from the crowd.
Yes.
I fully believe that.
So good. Yeah. It was lovely.
Yeah. So if you could pick any festival to play that you haven't played yet, which would it be?
I really want to play, I think it's Escape Festival in Canada.
Okay.
Actually, I want to play Shambhala, and I want to play...
Second question.
Yeah, and I want to play Escape Festival, because those two, and then it's a tie between Electric Forest and Bonnaroo.
Okay.
It's really hard.
We're manifesting it.
Yeah, we're manifesting it.
It's coming.
We have because I have DJ sets, and then I have sets where I sing as well. So I really love kind of leaning into the live hybrid side of shows. And I feel like the Bonnaroos, even the Do Lab stage at Coachella, that kind of stuff is dream-like to me, where I can really do my thing and it's viewed as a performer and not she's one in 20 DJs who are actually doing a live thing.
If you could do a side project of a different genre of music, what would it be?
Oh, okay, techno for sure.
Techno!
And I know there's somebody out there already called it, and it's very cliche and cheesy. Definitely would be called Redline.
And you already thought about it.
Yeah, and would not show my face at all. Total
anonymous.
Anonymous, or I would wear a wig.
Do you ever think about the name, like, just anonymous? And, like, nobody knows?
Yeah,
actually?
I mean, honestly, from, like, a branding standpoint, that'd probably be pretty intelligent. I'm kind of, there's actually a duo on this ship called Deepfake, I think, and they wear, like, masks over their face, and you can't tell who they are. So it's kind of a
Wait, I think I may have saw them.
Yeah, they played drum and bass last night in the casino, and they actually I don't think they make drum and bass. So when I walked by, I remember I was with him, and I, like, turned, I did, like, a hard, like, 180, and I was like, who the fuck is that? Because I didn't think anyone else was, like, throwing that kind of stuff on the ship, which I've actually found a lot of, which is really cool. And I went in, and I was just like, damn, this is cool. And then I saw them, and I was like, they're, like, I think they're from Detroit, but it's a very cool, they wear, like, top hats, and then, like, kind of like those mesh bodysuits that are just totally covering themselves.
You're gonna have to tell me, like, who I need to go see after this.
Yeah, I got you.
Because I've been looking for, like, the bass, the drum and bass. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like,
all of, like, the Midas 7 Lion stages. They had, like, one party last night, they had one party tonight, and then they had one party on Saturday and one party on Sunday. So those are definitely, like, where you're gonna get your dubstep and your bass. But there's very, like, cheeky drum and bass sets being thrown, like, randomly, like, in the middle of, like, tech house lineups. So
you love it. Have you had any fan experiences while you've been on the ship that anyone recognized you, said anything cute?
There's actually a few workers who are working for Groove Cruise that knew me when I lived in Tampa, and I had a residency for a while before I kind of started nationally touring, and they kind of knew me from there because I grew up there. I started my residency when I was 2 weeks before I was 21. So it was like a 3-year period of my life where I was like, who I was, do I want to do this, and it was very cool and exciting. And then there were people at the set last night that, like, booked me for some of my first, like, shows out of state, like in Texas, and I've gotten, like, random texts like, can't believe I'm on the ship with you, I have no idea what their number is, and I probably gave it to them a very fucking long time ago, but there's 9,000 people here, so there's definitely a good, I think, opportunity for people to see names, and if they really want to seek them out, they'll seek them out. Yes.
So have you had any experiences on the cruise, or just, like, actually not just on the cruise, but in general, where you, like, overcame an issue while you were playing? Like, did you have any, like, oh no moments?
Oh, for sure. I've definitely had my USB corrupt. I mean, even last night, because we were in kind of a small dungeony room, we had 3 CDJs, and the first CDJ, like, went out during my first transition, and I think that's, like, part of the fun and excitement when there's probably, like, 100 pairs of CDJs on this ship, which is crazy, which is insane. That's like $1 million. But I think when you have stuff like that, it's taught me to not obsess over little moments, like, because troubleshooting and things are, like, always going to go wrong, and especially as, like, a woman who does a live thing too, you just gotta, like, know your shit, and, like, if you understand the basics and everything, when things go wrong, you just have to, like, brush it off your shoulder and move on.
I love your confidence. Like, you're just like, throw it at me, whatever happens, I'll work through it. That's how you have to be, because it's a fast environment, things could go wrong at any moment.
Work on it all the time. I think it's funny because I definitely, like, have interviews or do panels, and I'm like, wish I could take my own advice sometimes, but I think everybody's is that way. I have a lot of, like, girl artists who are friends, like Haleen, Nostalgics, like, girls who are just, like, crushing, and we all, like, go through our shit for sure. Like, there's definitely, you're in this, like, ever longing social media deal, and at the end of the day, like, I love being in, like, a dark room making music with, like, a hoodie on, and social media was a huge like, thing I had to adapt to, and in that, it's like, you just kind of have to find your space and, like, throw the, how many likes did I get, what, I'm being compared to whatever, out the window. Yeah.
Do you have any mentors, anybody that you would attribute, like, your sound to or inspiration from?
I will say, through my podcast, so, like, if we were reversing roles and I was sitting in your position, I've had the opportunity to sit down with really incredible people, and I think I've learned the most through that, and also just, like, touring with larger acts and getting to know the girl community that exists in music. We all go through very similar issues, and I think girls who are a little bit further along than I am, and then girls who are just starting out, we all, like, learn from each other, and I think that's a very, like, special. It's crazy because it's kind of like it's not like a sisterhood, like a sorority kind of deal, but it is where we all just see each other every so once in a while. And when we do, we're like bonded, and it's very cool.
I love that.
Yes.
I love girlies being girlies.
Yes.
That's my favorite part.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've been great. If you want to talk anything about your podcast, give any promos.
Yeah. I put an EP out last year that was called Ignite. I have an awesome remix EP that just came out for it with 10 remixes from really awesome artists, and go check it out on Spotify. I have an official remix for one of my dear friends, Maddie O'Neill, coming out.
I love her.
Yeah, we just did a mountain tour 2 weeks ago, so we did Colorado mountains.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was actually a riot. It was very fun and very chaotic, and I have an official remix coming out for her on February 10th on her new album's remix album. And then I have a podcast that is talking to other artists and industry professionals and agents and managers and stuff, and we talk about what we're talking about today.
I love that.
Yes.
So this is a fun role. You're switched. You're not.
I like
right
this
now.
the switchingness. It's funny too, because whenever I'm like in this position, because I'll do this, like when I put out the EP, we went on like you now have like 20 interviews where you're not the person interviewing, and I was like, I can't ask a question. Like I can't, and I always like switch it around and start asking them stuff. I'm like, don't do that. You're supposed to be talking about you. So these are always fun.
Okay, well, you know what? I
love
think I like a flowing conversation regardless.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
You can ask questions.
I think this is like the type of media that people like taking in now. I mean, opposed to like, it's crazy because it's like you write and you write blogs and I write music. So like, I think there's such an importance in like writing, but people like fuck with podcasts and like these types of like live interviews where they can just put it in and go grocery shopping.
And we need more like industry podcasts about what's going on. And honestly, I'd love to see a woman doing it. I'm kind of sick of seeing men in every role, you know, women in men's roles.
yeah, that's very true. It was very cool though, because we were at the panel today and there was one guy. There was one dude. I was like, this is awesome. And I definitely feel like it's all about like creating the right men have created an environment for women to thrive in, and we're thriving. So So
do you see any like what's next for you, for your sound, where you want to build to? I mean, sky's the limit, right? You want to keep it going.
So last year was really like about a conceptual like EP release, and I spent a lot of time creating that universe and then getting really awesome like DJs in a bunch of different genre spaces, like everything from like UKG to drum and bass to dubstep to remix those songs. And so that was kind of like the year of Ignite. And this year I have like a ton of remixes, kind of going into some bootlegs of songs I have with my sets, like actually releasing those and putting them on SoundCloud, and then a ton of singles across like some different compilations and labels.
See, I love your outlook. You're just like a powerful person in this industry.
Thank
and
you.
I'm happy to have you
I appreciate
here.
it. That makes me very happy.
Do you have anything you want to tell your fans? Anything that you should, leave them with a message?
Absolutely. I think that like I have a really like, it's definitely small, but it's like ever growing. I think the community that I have that does support me is like really loving and great. And I think that you can't choose your fan base. Like your fans choose you. So like the aura that you give off and like the kind of message that you speak, like whether people follow me through my podcast or like for my actual music, they're all like super badass. So I love when I go to shows and I'm like, I don't have to worry about anything happening here. Like, because I know that they're all watching out for like one another.
You have the best fans.
Yes. Yeah, they're lovely.
Well, you've been great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. Perfect.
That was great.
Sweet. Love that. Will you